Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly game-changing. We're going to unpack the exact blueprint for building a highly profitable digital presence, completely from scratch, without ever once stepping in front of a camera lens. This strategy is allowing completely unknown creators to build massive, highly engaged audiences, and they're doing it all without buying expensive camera equipment, setting up complicated lighting, or dealing with that very real, very common on-camera anxiety.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover picking a niche, finding content, making the actual video, keeping it under 3 minutes, posting consistently, and finally, how the money actually works. Let's get right into it.
I want you to just think about this for a second. What if you could build a YouTube channel without showing your face? Think about all the friction that usually stops people dead in their tracks. No studio lighting to mess with, no $1,000 lenses, no freezing up or stuttering when that little red record button flashes on. It's totally possible to bypass all of that. But to do it right and to actually build something of long-term value, we've got to fundamentally shift how you think about creating media.
To pull this off, we have to start with a core philosophy, and it's this. You don't get paid simply for uploading videos. You get paid for building attention. That is the foundational mindset for literally everything we're going to talk about today. You aren't just running a video factory, mindlessly pumping out content into the void. No, you are an attention architect. In today's digital economy, attention is the absolute most valuable currency there is. Your one and only job is to capture viewer interest, hold on to it, and provide so much value that they literally can't look away.
All right, step 1. Pick one niche.
If you're wondering where to start, there are a bunch of highly proven faceless niches out there. Think about history and geopolitics, business and money, or technology and AI. Psychology, mysteries, and future science are also incredibly effective right now. But why do these specific areas work so well for a channel without a host? Well, it's because they rely on the transfer of information. They thrive on captivating storytelling and dynamic visuals, rather than relying on some hyper-charismatic personality on screen. The viewer is showing up for the story, not necessarily the messenger.
Now here's where so many ambitious creators crash and burn. You absolutely cannot make a channel about everything. If you try to be for everyone, you're going to end up being for no one. The algorithm needs to know exactly who to serve your content to. If you post a video about space exploration on Monday and then a video about cooking pasta on Wednesday, the system gets completely confused and your channel basically dies. The winning formula requires ruthless focus. One audience, one topic, one recognizable style. So instead of just random facts, it should be hyper-focused, like ancient Roman history explained in under 3 minutes.
Moving right along is step 2, find content.
Don't just guess what your audience wants. Let the data do the heavy lifting for you. You should be diving into YouTube search suggestions, checking out Google Trends, keeping an eye on current news, and looking for the exact questions people are actively typing into the internet. This is how you find topics that already have built-in demand. For example, if you go to the search bar and just type "Why did Rome?", look at what auto-completes. Those autocomplete suggestions are literally millions of people telling you exactly what they want a video about. That right there is your content roadmap.
Okay, we have to issue a massive warning right here. Do not just copy another creator, and definitely don't rely on a bot to blindly scrape Wikipedia for you. Google support is explicitly clear about this. YouTube's partner program can and will reject channels that are repetitive, mass-produced, or that just reuse other people's stuff. You are not getting monetized with lazy, automated slop. You have to take an idea, research it yourself using multiple reliable sources, and synthesize all of that into your very own completely original script and explanation.
All right, step 3, make the video.
Breaking production down into a factory line completely removes the overwhelm of creating. It's really just a sequence of repeatable tasks. You start with the script, the absolute foundation. Then you add a voiceover. This could be you recording into a mic, or a really high-quality AI voiceover, which, by the way, have gotten incredibly lifelike lately. Next, you layer in original visuals to back up the words. Then pop in some captions, which are super essential for accessibility and keeping mobile viewers watching. Follow that up with the right music to set the mood. And finally, edit the whole shebang seamlessly together. But listen, as you're editing, remember this absolute golden rule. Don't make a slideshow. Tell a story. You need dynamic pacing. Say you're making a history piece. Start with a really powerful question. Then you need to be constantly changing the visual stimulation every 3 to 4 seconds to keep the viewer's brain engaged. Bring in archival photos, pan across old maps, show some weathered documents, use subtle animations, build out timelines. You're carrying the viewer through a forward-moving narrative, not delivering some boring corporate presentation.
Step 4. Keep it under 3 minutes. So Google Support actually recently updated their policies, noting that for Shorts, you can now create vertical content up to 3 minutes long. But filling 3 whole minutes effectively without people clicking away requires a very specific, rigid structure.
There's a precise timeline framework designed to make sure people stay until the very end. Your first 0 to 5 seconds, that's your hook. You have to grab them by the collar instantly with a bold statement or a crazy question. From 5 to 30 seconds, you set up the problem or the stakes. 30 to 90 seconds, you build out the story. Then from 90 to 150 seconds, you deliver the surprising info that actually pays off your hook. And those final 10 seconds, give them a compelling reason to go watch the next piece of content on your channel. Never say goodbye or thanks for watching. That just signals them to scroll away. Seamlessly push them right into a binge session.
Which brings us to step 5. Post consistently.
Honestly, the best way to approach a new channel is to commit to one post every single day for a month. Treat this like a laboratory. 30 days equals 30 experiments. And we really need to talk about the mindset here, because the emotional roller coaster of this first month breaks a lot of creators. The reality is chaotic. Some of your stuff will completely fail. You might spend hours on something and get 12 views. Others might get 500. But one might hit the algorithm just right and pull 50,000 views. Another might explode to 500,000. At the end of the month, your job isn't to tie your ego to the flops. It's to strictly study the data, figure out what worked, and double down on making more of that.
And finally, step 6, how the money works.
A really great initial target to aim for once you finally get monetized is building toward a baseline of $100 to $200 a day. But how do you actually get to that number? The secret that amateur creators completely miss is that you absolutely cannot rely on short-form ad revenue alone. Honestly, ad revenue on those formats is often just fractions of a penny per view.
To hit those daily goals and build a truly resilient business, successful creators build multiple pillars of income. Just like Google Support outlines, this starts with standard advertising, but it expands way beyond that. We're talking affiliate marketing, like a tech channel linking to gear or a history channel linking to audiobooks. We're talking direct brand sponsorships, selling digital products like templates or guides, and eventually offering your very own products or services directly to your highly loyal audience.
Okay, let's hit the brakes for a serious reality check, though. Do not expect to make $200 tomorrow. We have to strip away the hype here. Overnight success in this industry is a total illusion, and it's usually fueled by years of unseen failure. Building a genuine, cash-flowing digital asset takes immense patience, discipline, and a whole lot of persistence.
There is an unskippable progression to success here. Step 1, build an audience. Step 2, build trust with that audience by consistently delivering massive value, accuracy, and awesome storytelling. And only then do you get to Step 3, build income. You literally cannot hack this order. If you try to extract income before you've built trust, it's game over. The creators who win long-term aren't the ones with the flashiest cinematic gear. They're just the people who consistently, day after day, create things that people actually want to watch and learn from.
And remember, you have the distinct advantage of doing all of this with virtually zero physical overhead. No face, no studio, no expensive camera. By cutting out all those physical production constraints, you free up all of your mental energy to focus on what actually moves the needle. All you truly need to succeed with this blueprint is solid research, compelling storytelling, clean editing, and unwavering consistency.
So, it all comes down to this. You don't need some massive, complicated master plan for the next 5 years. You literally just need to start with one upload, and then simply make the next one a tiny bit better. The entire blueprint is right in front of you. So, are you ready to build your attention asset? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer. Now get out there and start building.